Season 4 of Supernatural is a season that changed the whole dynamic of this series moving forward. Now, not to say that the first 3 seasons didn't have you guessing and didn't put Dean and Sam through the ringer, but season 4 moving onward really put the Winchesters through the ringer. I mean, you talk about plots, twists, and turns that made you go, well, I definitely did not see that coming. Well, you got to thank season 4 for that one. Now, let's give a little recap. Now, season 2, Sam dies, and Dean makes a deal with a yellow eyed crossroads demon to bring his brother back to life. The demon does that. But here's the catch. After 1 year, Dean is destined to go to hell. Now, fast forward to season 3. Sam and Dean do everything in their power to stop Dean from going to hell. But in the season finale, he's killed by a hellhound sent by the demon Crowley. And let me just say that back in 2008, to see Dean bound by chains and with hooks in him, and he's screaming for help, that's some nightmare fuel for you. I'm going like, wow, well, it's going to be hard for me to sleep at night after watching this. And had to wait a whole summer to see what Dean's fate was. Fall of 2008, season 4 picks up, and Dean is free from hell. But how did that happen? Well, that's when we get introduced to the angel Castiel. And let me tell you, Cass, as they call him for short, became a hit sensation overnight with the fans. I can even go as far as to say I can call him the third Winchester brother, even though you do find out later on that Sam and Dean have another brother. I'm going to get to that shortly. Now, after Dean and Sam reunite, Cass tells the brothers, I am an angel of the Lord. And I'm here to tell you guys this. There are 66 seals, and we got to stop these seals from being broken. Because if they're broken, the fallen angel, Lucifer, will be freed from his cage, and it's going to be bad for everybody. Now, throughout this season, not only do the Winchesters have to stop the seals from being broken, but you also find out some very disturbing truths that nobody, like I said earlier, nobody will see coming. For starters, in the very first episode of this series, their mother, Mary, is killed by the same yellow-eyed crossroads demon. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments section, but she's killed by this demon. Come season 4, Cass takes Dean back in time to see what happened. Why does his brother Sam have demon blood in his body, coursing through his veins? That's because their mother Mary made a deal with the demon to bring their father John Winchester back to life after he was killed. Now it all makes sense. And you also find out that there's the demon Ruby, who is pretending, and I do heavily emphasize pretending, to help the Winchesters in their mission to stop the 66 seals from being broken. And then you have all these other angels and archangels that we're introduced to as well. But as the series goes on, you come to find out that the angels are just as worse as the demons themselves. Oh, and where is God? Well, God has pretty much, left heaven and everything has run amok. Then we end up meeting, later on, a prophet of the Lord by the name of Chuck. And for anyone listening to this, and if you watch Supernatural, when it comes to Chuck, he's a very important part in this series. And if you know, you know. And overall, all this time, you're thinking that, well, the Winchesters are going to stop the seals from being broken. Well, nope, doesn't happen. Because the first seal gets broken because it said when a righteous man tortures innocent souls, the first seal is broken. During his time in hell, Dean was torturing souls. And then, of course, you find out later on that Lilith is the last seal. And Sam has been fooled and duped by Ruby into killing Lilith, therefore freeing Lucifer. Not only do you find that out, but Cass also rebels against Heaven's forces as well, because he lets Dean know, look, the angels, they don't want to stop this. They want Armageddon to happen because they're jealous of humans and how God gave humans free will and all this other stuff. And crap, like I said earlier, moving forward, the whole trajectory of the series really changed. And I say it's for the better, because moving onward, you have allegiances, you have double crosses, you have things that, again, you don't see coming out of nowhere. And when those surprises hit you, you go, oh, wow, that's good story writing. Now, granted, the series did last for 15 seasons and 20 plus episodes per season. But if I thought that I was invested in this series in the first 3 seasons, again, after season 4, I was really invested to see, well, how are Dean and Sam, along with Cass, going to get out of all of this stuff that they're in? And I mean, they are knee deep in it. Oh, and speaking of that third Winchester brother, you also find out that Dean and Sam have a brother named Adam. Yeah, old Papa Winchester stepped out on Mary. Hey, it is what it is. Well, I'll take that back. I don't know if he stepped out on Mary or after Mary died, but he had a third son, Adam, with another woman. But overall, I might just go back and rewatch Supernatural from seasons 1 to 15, because you talk about a hell of a roller coaster ride. I mean, if you thought it was already bumpy with seasons 1 through 3, season 4 really puts you through the ringer. And once you're past that ringer in season 4, moving forward, you go, well, how are we, as well as the Winchesters, Cass, and everyone else in this series, how are they going to rebound from all this? And honestly, I'm all for that roller coaster ride. Just my thoughts, just my opinion, and as always, just saying.